Okay, so today I'm going to film my theory on how warming up should be done. I think a lot of people overcomplicate it. They tend to overcomplicate it with like a routine of like exact stretches or mobilization work or activation work or whatever that they have to do. I think in general, you want to follow three principles. Number one is mobilize. Yeah. Number two is move around, and then number three is move the fucking weight. So when I say mobilize, I'm talking, that's where your ankle mobility would come into play, or your hip mobility, or anything that you've kind of been given by a physio in that respect, or something that like a tight little niggle that you've got that you kind of want to address before you start to train. The second principle, which is move around, is literally just move around. Back when I used to play basketball, one of our favourite warm-ups was to do all our ankle and knee and hip mobilisation, whatever, for maintenance and injury prevention that we had like prescripted to us by the physio. And then we play football, because it was just a nice way to just move around, get the heart rate going up, get the body moving, get warm. And then the third principle is move the weight. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through my version, just a very general warm-up that adheres to all three of these principles. So the first principle is to mobilize. Now, I like to start from the ground up with this, and in general, again, like everybody's different, and they'll have certain target areas that they want to focus on more than others maybe. But for me, it starts with the ankle, moves up towards the knee, then to the hip, then address the spine, anything you got going on with there, and then the shoulders. Generally speaking, I find that most people, once they've kind of addressed all those 5 areas, they are good to go. They don't need any more like mobilization. So to start with the ankle, just really simply, just gonna go with some clockwise rotations. Yeah. Can be as fast or as slow as you want. If you feel like you've got a little niggle on one part of it, you maybe want to emphasize that more, but it really isn't complicated. Literally just turning your ankle out 10 times one way. Once you've done clockwise, obviously reverse it anti-clockwise. Once you've done that, you're then going to push the foot out in front of you and just roll it over to one side. Don't look at the bottom of my socks. If you can see that on the video, they don't look great. Once you've done 10 on one side, externally rotating the ankle, you're going to then do it towards the midline of the body. With this one, try and make sure it is the ankle and not the knee bending in. Your knee is going to bend to a degree, that's fine, but you are focusing on the ankle, okay? Then you're then going to bring that same foot behind you, and you're going to roll, you're going to push your ankle down to the ground, yeah? So you're going to roll forwards onto that foot and push your ankle down into the ground. You're then going to keep that leg behind you, and you're going to push your heel, down into the ground. Yeah, and this is just basically the reverse of that movement, targeting more the backside of the ankle, the Achilles, the calf. So that's it for the ankle. So this one, I'm going to grab a heel wedge. You're then just going to squat down on it, okay, nice and comfy. Make sure your heels are elevated, okay, and you're going to just push your knees out. You're going to take a big breath, and as you breathe out, you're going to open up your chest to try and face the ceiling, okay? You're going to come back to the middle, breathe again. As you breathe out, don't know if you can hear that, but you want to open up your chest to face the ceiling again, yeah? And you're just going to go for, again, between 5 and 10 of these. There isn't like an exact number, if I'm honest with you. It kind of ranges between 5 and 10 of everything. Yeah, depending on how much you feel that you need it. The next thing that I like to do is go through some dynamic hip openers. You're gonna hold onto something, anything, just to support you. I could have that stick there, I could have the barbell, it doesn't really matter. And you're then gonna take one leg and throw it in front, and then up out to the side, okay? In front, up out to the side. Once you've done both legs, go front and back. So you're kicking forwards, kicking back. Don't worry about the leg being straight, it doesn't have to be straight, it's a hip opener. The next one that we're gonna go to is called a Kang squat, okay? You can do this with like one of the broomsticks that they've got in the gym. The PTs love these. You can do it with one of like the PVC pipe things. You can even do it with a resistance band or a towel. It just has to be something that locks your shoulders into that squatting position. This doesn't have to be done with a barbell. I'm going to do it with a barbell because I've got it here now. You also might want to use the heel wedge for this. I'm going to dress the bar, come under it like I'm going to squat, just here. De-rack the bar, and from there, I'm doing a good morning all the way down. Really nice and straight, and from there I'm pulling my ass down into the ground to squat. Get to that position, hold it for a second or two, really feel the hips opening up there, exaggerate how wide the knees are. Remember, it's a mobilization drill, okay, right now for you guys. You're then going to push your ass back up into the air to the bottom of that good morning, and then raise. Yeah, and that's it, that's your Kang squat. Next one, you've got your pipe, your band, your whatever. Don't do it with a barbell because it will hurt. You're gonna come over your head and back round to the other side. Yeah, over your head, back round to the other side. Yeah, don't be afraid to let your elbows bend with this. Mine are bending, yeah. And then what will happen is, as my chest starts to open up, my shoulders start to open up, I'll be able to get a little bit stricter with it, but it doesn't really matter. You are just moving, yeah? Just over, and then back to the starting position, okay? You're then gonna go single arm. Lock this arm into place, bring the other arm back, you'll end up here. Then unlock this arm, unlock this one, you're then gonna bring it all the way back, you'll end up here. And then you just reverse the movement. Nice for single arm stuff. Gets a slightly different stretch. You start to feel the lats open up a little bit more. So that's pretty much it for your shoulder openers. So that's principle 1 out of 3 of how to warm up. Principle number 2 is to move the body. Yeah, you want to move around, you want to get the heart rate going, you want to make the body feel warm. You've done your mobilization stuff, you're now feeling a little bit looser, so you come over here and do something to get warm. I really like using pieces of cardio kit because they just allow you in a very safe and structured way to just get your heart rate going, get your body warm. I like the rower when it comes to warming up, just because I find that, like, you know, it's a very big movement, isn't it? Like, you get like a bit of a squat on the way in, you have to then extend the legs on the way out, you have to reach over with your back, you have to pull back and lean, you then have to use your arms reaching forwards and pulling up. I think it's like a very good all-rounder to you know, use some of the newfound range of movement that you've just created by doing all the mobilization stuff. Not super complicated, you just want to jump on the rower, and I would say anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes, just moving at between 60 and 80% of what you would consider to be all out. Okay, so I'm going to go for a minute or so now. Okay, so the third and final principle is move the fucking weight. What we want to do, generally speaking, is use something called the 6-3-1 principle. You do 6 reps at around 50 to 60% of your working weight. You then do 3 reps at around 75 to 80% of your working weight. You then do 1 rep at around 90 to 95% of your working weight. So by the time you get to your working set, your body is primed and ready to go. You want your nervous system to be excited, but not fatigued. So I'm going to demonstrate for you on here. My first set today is going to be 10 reps, let's say, at 100 kilos on a back squat. I'm going to start off today at 60 kilos. Given that my working weight wants to be about 100, my first warm-up set of 6 reps wants to be around 60 kg, which is what's on the bar now. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to go from there. Okay, so that was my first warm-up set of 6 reps. The focus and the intent is very similar to what you should be how you should be focusing in your working set. I wanna not just prepare my body for this, but I wanna prepare my mind. I wanna get ready, you know, get in the mood for my working set, get in the mood for lifting, okay? So I've now put another 10 either side, so I've got 80 kilos on the bar. It's around 75 to 80% of my working weight, which is 100 kilos. And I'm now gonna do it for 3 reps, okay? So that was my second warm-up set. I'm starting to now feel a little bit more primed for my working set. Even now, like me literally doing it here now, I feel like I can go a little bit lower, I feel like I'm a little bit more powerful. The intention on your warm-up sets, it wants to be forceful enough to excite your nervous system. You're not going to have your best working set if you're going through your warm-up sets like a fucking walk in the park. You've got to get after it. So my third and final warm-up set, again, remember in real life I'd be taking between 30 seconds and 2 minutes in between each one of these. My third and final warm-up set is going to be 95 kilos for one. Now this, yes, is a warm-up set, but it's also what I like to call a bit of a feeler, yeah? So this, your attitude is, okay, I know that this is going to be very similar to what my working set is going to feel like. So, yes, it's about the body, but it's also about your mind. Expect the weight to be relatively heavy, depending on, you know, what you're lifting and for how many reps or whatever. But remember, this is going to be your feel set. You are feeling what the bar, what the weight, what the dumbbells, whatever it is, whatever exercise, what it's going to feel like for set one. Okay, so to prepare your mind, your nervous system, your body, yes, but also your mind. Okay, so this is my final rep. Okay, and I feel good to go. Yeah, if I was to go into like a working set of squats now, I would know what weight I'm doing. You know, I would feel like I am ready to get going. Right now I feel like I need a 2-minute break, but you know, you would in your actual working set, in your workout, sorry, you would be ready to go into your working set. Just to recap, you've got mobilize, yeah, you're just ankle, knee, hip, back, shoulders. You're just moving your body to get loose, okay? Focusing on certain areas more than others maybe, but you are moving your body to get loose, and there's a lot of flexibility with that. Number 2 is move your body, yeah? So any piece of cardio equipment, maybe, you know what, maybe you don't use cardio equipment, maybe you do some walking lunges, maybe you do some animal flow with the kettlebell and stuff. Maybe that's when you do your little YouTube workout where you've got, you know, Gary's warm up in 5 minutes or whatever, and he's just like taking you through some high knee. Cool, fine, whatever, just get your body moving. Principle number 3 is move the fucking weight. Now this one's a little bit more technical, like I've said, 6, 3, 1, at around 50 to 60% of your working weight. 3 reps at around 75 to 80% of your working weight, and then 1 rep at around 90 to 95% of your working weight. Everybody's got a calculator on their phone, they can work that out at the gym. That's your 3 principles to prepare you for a session as best as you could possibly be prepared. Now, final thought. Are you going to be able to do this every single session? Probably not, okay? It's not going to, real life doesn't work that way, and you're probably not going to be able to give the 15 to 20 minutes it takes every single session to go through all of this stuff. Sometimes I come in the gym and I'm like, shit, I'm late. I was late out of bed, I was late getting here, or maybe there was traffic, or maybe I dragged my ass when I got in here, or I'd taken ages to get changed, or I had to go to the toilet or whatever. It doesn't matter. Life happens, shit happens, right? Deal with it. You've got to address the areas that are most important to you. I would absolutely say, from a coach's point of view and from a trainee's point of view, that this, the 631, moving the actual weight, is probably the best thing that you could do. And if that's the only thing that you can do, maybe you want to prolong it a little bit. So rather than going 631 at those percentages, maybe you add another set on the other side of that. So maybe you go 10, 6, 3, 1. And the 10 is like 20 to 30% of your working weight. So you literally, just the bar, for example, yeah? Possibly. Again, take all of this with a pinch of salt. It's very difficult. In fact, it's near impossible to tell an entire group of people how the fuck to warm up, because I don't know what you're doing, right? But I'm gonna tell you now that if you follow those 3 principles, which is mobilize, do something to stretch something, yeah? Number 2 is move your fucking body, get warm, get your heart rate going, be prepared because you're about to fucking go under it, yeah, with exercise. Number 3 is to move some fucking weight, right? Whatever you're doing for your working set, you gotta get your body and your mind ready to do that, okay? You can't just jump in off the street after you've done your fucking yoga and your fucking high knees and whatever. You've gotta actually move some fucking weight, okay? So, those 3 principles, stick them on your fucking wall, write them on your phone, save this video, like and subscribe, whatever. But keep those 3 principles with you,